today we're moving all of these tanks from here, my new fish room, also known as the Queen's Cove. So we've just drained this first tank, the rope fish tank, and are ready to move it to its new home.
Well, this is going to be a standalone aquarium where it's going to need its own filtration and its own heating, which is fine. We don't really have a specific rack for it, but Tamara is so in love with rope fish that she's making me come up with an idea. And the idea is simple. But before we get to that, how are we going to move it? This tank is 16 inches wide. It's 16 inches long, and of course it's 16 inches tall, making it approximately 18 gallons. I like to call this 20. Memorize it easier. This one is 40, and this one is 60. I built all of these tanks. In fact, I think we built this one live on my channel. In order to move them all, we've got to move this small one first so we can gain access to the bigger ones. This one is light enough for me to move with, I would say, 3 inches of water and the fish in it. But where it's going is the interesting part. We're not looking to make sure these tanks are perfectly scaped this evening. We're making sure that the tanks are moved safely, their filtration and heating is hooked up, and the fish are, of course, healthy and survive the move. The benefit to moving these tanks by myself and or treating them the way I do is I built these guys out of acrylic, and they're overbuilt with 10 millimeter thick acrylic. If I were to do these again, I could have did it out of 6 millimeter. But you guys know me. My tanks that I build or my projects that I build are never pretty. They just hold water. I also took a couple of 2x6s and kind of placed them under this stand so this wouldn't be too low to the ground. Oh, and I placed them perfectly. So now you never have to worry about them getting out of here again. In fact, we can turn this above the water line like so, because we're going to put a tiny little canister filter on this and like a little heater as well.
And a good sturdy lid held down probably by something.
So what I'll do is I will go disconnect the tiny little canister filter that is completely cycled while you get a 50-watt heater, place it sideways midway through the tank on the back, because these guys will hug warmth, meaning that they could potentially get burned. As you retrieve that little heater, you'll fill the tank. Ready?
Let's go. Sometimes my stuff looks like a mess, but I always know where it is. It's an organized mess.
What did you just say? Did you just say sometimes you, even in your mess?
Okay, I did not create.
But what you did say is in your mess, you know where things are. And if one thing gets moved aside, it's all havoc. Like, I don't know where the ketchup is. I don't know where the measuring tape is, because you move things.
I know where all my things, as well as all of your things.
Gentlemen, in the comment section below, do you know where everything is until your wife or significant other comes along and of all the things they can move, they move your stuff?
Nope. He asks me about things being moved that I don't use.
But you decide you have to move them. And I'm like, of all the things that you can clean in the house, you gotta clean my little section.
If I didn't live here, he would still not know where 90% of his things are. Don't tell him I told you that. And as haha funny as it is to say that, we're married now, so I do live here, and if I want to move something, I will. Right here?
Mm-hmm. A little higher up.
Here?
Yeah. A little higher up.
Here?
That's a little lower. A little higher. I'm just joking.
You have me here all night.
That's fine.
I'm gullible.
Plus Luke.
Luke's helping. Well, he knows that technically I have Luke's cookies.
This is like an emergency tank because we have the plumbing here. Eventually, I'm going to remove this bulkhead. I will seal it with another piece of acrylic, and then we'll give you a background, and you can really truly scape this. Maybe we can put plants in here or something. I don't know.
I I am gonna need to keep that little piece of sponge to keep around this heater, or they'll leave.
The filter that we're gonna give her is a small Fluval, I think it's a 106. It's their smallest canister filter. I just have to unplug it and remove it from the Stingray aquarium, which means these guys, my beautiful black diamond Stingray, oh, he doesn't like getting pointed at, as well as my albino black diamond hybrid with board with no eyes, literally the rarest stingray on the world, if not the rarest fish on the planet, will go without filtration. All for Tamara's ropefish. Just joking. We have our Temu box filter, which is literally the workhorse. And these guys are getting moved tomorrow, so it's not a big deal.
Okay, let's fill it up. So this is filled up now, and it has its heater on it as well as its filter. We also have it securely sponged so that the escape artists cannot get out, as well as the weight on it. And they seem happy. Not today. So now this one's gonna drain and we'll move it. It's drained down to where it needs to be and we're about to move it.
So what I'm gonna do is do 2 fish tanks, 1 filter. But I gotta create this little contraption because previously you used to be flat up against the wall, but that water level's too high for a canister filter. So we're gonna put it at a 45-degree angle. So you'll lose a little bit of tank space, but you could put your filter back or your heater back there. But with this pointing down more so, now we're going to suck from a minimum of here, where your water level has historically been where these are. Mm-hmm. So it gives you a little bit of evaporation. However, if I didn't do this, we would have been like sucking from the top. I have to create a few contraptions to make this work. But both tanks will be run off 1 filter and 1 heater, which is every fish keeper's dream. How many tanks can I have but not spend money on filtration and heating? Well, in today's video, you're going to figure it out real fast because I used to do this non-stop.
So we're going to move this one and then this one.
This is going to go below.
And we need Darius's help.
We need the younger, bigger, stronger version of me. I'm an old man. Like, I am a big, strong, very young man, and also he's here. Glad we got Wesley pipes. But we slide our hands to the side and grip. It's all chest. Move the fingers. The priority is, of course, make sure everything actually works. So as water's being sucked from here into the canister, it's being pumped to the top tank, which is overflowing back down to here as a continuous closed loop system. 2 tanks, 1 filter. However, if the power goes out, well, what will happen? First thing we need to do is experience a power outage. I don't want this to drain water down to here, so we might have to rotate it to be above water level like that. Creates a siphon break. The downside with 2 tanks, 1 filter is the bottom tank tactically depicts how much water is going to kind of be in both.
So when I do a water change, which one should I be removing the water from?
Top one. But when this stops draining, we will find out what's the maximum water level. Because if that was still below water level, once this is stopped draining, this will start sucking out too, and it'll just go down here and we'll flood the fish room.
Which we don't want.
So once this stops leaking water, we can put more water in here, which could be a couple inches, which would make the fish tanks look better. But it works. And it's not leaking. And, as I said, could have did it with my eyes closed. That's not necessarily a flex. It's just like if you do things and you understand things, and if you listen to the things that I've taught you over 17 years, you guys can do this. This is a bookshelf with fish tanks and figuring out flow rates, and it's so easy. You just have to listen to me.
Now all we need is to get the angels, because this filter's theirs.
You go get them. Get him. He's in your net.
I know, I just can't get the net out with the... I did it.
The goal wasn't necessarily to make everything pretty. It was to set everything up, make sure the fish and everything within them survive, and everything's working. It's not meant to be pretty right now, but to be abundantly fair, we have to circle back and figure out all of the electrical, hide it from everybody, and Tamara.
I'm trying to make sure I got a thumbnail because I don't know.
These guys are good. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's working, and in a future video, we will kind of dissect what's going on out here.
And show you how the filter works and add lights, and then we'll be moving on to making the tanks look good. And so that is it, guys, for moving the final tanks as well as the final fish from the Queen's Cove in the other room to Queen's Cove version 2.0. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not yet already. And
That sounded weird.
You're
Start
making
over.
it weird. Why
Subscribe if you're not already. Don't add it in
already.
Extra words.
We're gonna need outtakes.
No, start over. No, there will be no out. Luke's exhausted. Tamara, it's time for bed.
This is the new thumbnail.
Okay,
because
go.
Joey won't let me close up my video normal.
That'd be great if you shaved your armpits once every 3 months.
Every day.
Oh, well, you smell like you don't.
That was it for moving the final tanks and the final fish from Queen's Cove in that room to Queen's Cove version 2.0 in this room. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not yet already. And
You did it again. Okay, just end it.
Say.
Just end it. Just
subscribe. If not. What? Subscribe if not already.
I'll do it like you. Okay. You're leaving your words
You're confusing me so bad.
Anyway. Okay, I'll do it the way you're supposed to say it. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But what you said was...
I say the same every time.
Hope guys liked video.
No,
subscribe if not like video. See you next video.
You're trying to get...
Hope like you.
No, that's what you're trying to get me to say when what I'm saying is perfectly normal.
It's not. Wait till you edit this.
Anyways, make sure you like this video. Make sure you like this video no matter what, even if you didn't. Subscribe. No matter what.
No, okay.
Even if you already are. Undo it and do it again.
I hope you lose everyone.
No. Okay.
A lot of people use proper sentences to describe what they should be doing.
I still can't comprehend what you said.
A lot of people say and ask, like, Joey, blink 3 times if you need help. I'm not being held hostage.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not already. For me getting that sentence right. And
I hate it here.
Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next one.
I used to be the king of DIY.